don't think science sounds quite as stable as actually being on track. But there we go. Oh dear, where are we? Apparently it's 2021. I guess Happy New Year? Is that what people say? I don't know. Does a number on a Gregorian calendar actually mean anything? Not really. But there we go. Trendy greeting out the way. But either way, we still live in restricted times, so that probably does strange things to you, including putting your bike in your living room in front of your telly. Yes, I do have a good garage set up for storing bikes in warmth and lovely carpeted floor and all that good stuff. But it's not quite a living room, is it? With the sofa and the telly and whatever else. Although getting on and off is quite difficult with a chair right there. However, what a perfect fit that is. That is not quite a hands with him between the telly table, and the number plate is pretty much on the back wall. So I have done a couple of things to this bike since you last saw it. Not many things really. A few bit of wheel stickers here and there. It's one at the back as well, but it's somewhere around the back of it. I put pillion pegs back on. They've got this nice yellow stripe on. It matches up with that lovely. Although the main reason is to be able to strap luggage to the back. Means I can use that as a strap point. Same on the other side. And I put these little paddock stand bobbins under there, so you can use that as a strap point. Oh, and as well, nice little subframe protection things. If it ever does fall off the stand or something, hopefully it will just take the brunt of it rather than mark this probably quite expensive bit of material. And you know, we're getting into quite small details when I'm pointing out a tiny sticker I've put on the red counter where the red line is. But this bike really is all about detail, isn't it? There are so many little bits and bobs I've been picking up when I've been looking at it. Little things like this on the wheels, so a little Husqvarna badge on the spoke. Just one spoke. Nice. Oh yeah. Bike's pretty much the same as it was before, really, isn't it? Though this isn't my front room. As you can see, a lovely, tastefully coloured wall. Vinyl records, because I am probably some sort of retro hipster in some form or another. That's the temporary work from home setup. I mean, it's been temporary since March, but sure. Also, I thought this would just be a cheap joke of the bike, watching a bike running on television. It was only after bringing this in though when I realised, hang on, this actually might be quite a good idea to do a little quick end of year roundup thing. Because if I do this, boom, I can show you videos and pictures on this, quickly talk through them without having to go anywhere. What a good idea. I say end of year, I mean I've done 5 videos last year apparently. But it's nice just to have a quick look and point out a couple of the little bits of background information. And there are as well a couple of other things that I did, but I didn't put videos online on them. Yeah, this one was quite fun, I remember. Oh dear. This sort of thing you should be doing in lockdown really, not before it. Oh well. That was probably the shortest video I've done in ages. Was it 2 minutes long or something? 2:16. Yeah, that was a strange one. And whilst there was a fair gap between the next video, it was actually filmed the next day, which was a go on the Aprilia Manor. 8:15 days, yeah, before COVID-19 lockdown. This was the week before when people were sort of starting to think, hang on, this is going a bit tits up here. But there was no formal anything happening yet. But yeah, that was a interesting bike to ride. Actually, looking at that, that was the most viewed video this year as well. Nearly 3,000 views. Whoa! And then it was one that I enjoyed the most by a long way. Day at Mallory, but the morning was properly wet and slippery. It was like, considering this was June or July, it was 50 degrees, but this, that little wobbly, almost high-sidey, I say almost high-sidey, that wobble thing or whatever. Yeah, I really didn't like myself after that. That was the first session, the first few laps, and I've done that, and of course red flag. Not the best way to start your track day, but it gets better, doesn't it? It was all good fun in the end. You can probably tell by the sort of theme of the videos this year and the lack of them. A few things I wanted to do didn't happen, which meant I did end up doing videos sort of like this, the one where I was talking about an Iridium visor. Yes, there were some other interesting bits in there, like the Moto Polo and the track days in Etton, but ultimately it wasn't the sort of stuff I wanted to be doing. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to do this video just because it was an interesting thing to talk about, but yeah. And then finally, I won't bother showing it because we're sat on the bike. It's about goodbye, Orange Thunder, hello, this. Not much else to add about that, really. Here we are sat on it, and yeah, I mean, the more I've ridden, the more I've liking this bike. It does exactly what I wanted it to do, which is on any road that isn't the perfect sweeping apex dry, nice tarmac road, this is a better bike for the job. I weighed this bike myself. I filled the tank properly, like I got a jerry can. There's no air in there at all. And front and rear bias is exactly 50-50 and 168 kilos. That's great. Anyway, looking at my list here, there are 2 things that I didn't release that might have been of interest, but because of the format of watching the telly through a camera, you won't be able to see enough detail in this for it to be an issue. This is a funny, funky one. Riding this bike, which I have referenced to before, around Buntingthorpe. And the last one, I think I put clips of it in the goodbye to Ono, hello this bike video. And in this video I did a trip to Yorkshire with a few friends in middle/end of the year. But yeah, that's just something for us to look at. That's a bit fun for us rather than for the wider world. And really, that's all the channel's produced this year. Not much, but I haven't done much really, so. But hopefully next year could be a bit more fruitful. Like most people, a lot of stuff we wanted to do this year just didn't happen. But hopefully next year can be the time when that fixes itself. Of course, all these things may or may not be a thing. COVID doesn't have a timeline, and, well, it's a common theme of all my previous year, end-of-year roundups to give a little load of things that I may do and never really do. So here's some more. The one thing I definitely do want to do, and I don't think it's really unachievable, is, if I can find it, Cadwell Park. Where's the actual circuit? To do a track there. They're commonly available, and it's not really that far. And the summer's several months away yet, so plenty of time for events in the world to change. So I was going to go to Cadwell Park last year instead of Snetterton, because they also do track evenings for about the same sort of price, and it's about the same sort of distance away. But by that point, I knew I was highly tempted to upgrade for a smaller, slower bike. So I knew if I wanted to do Snetterton, now was the time to do it when I had a Tuono rather than on this. I saved myself and I saved Cadwell Park for me and this bike, so hopefully that could be a good little combo for next year. I am looking forward to that. And really the only other two things are things that I had planned for this year but didn't happen for obvious reasons. One of them is what ended up as the Yorkshire trip, which was originally a trip to Spain. We're going to get a ferry down to Santander and then ride into the mountains and into the plains, all that sort of good stuff. A good weeks long trip away. Thankfully all the ferries and all the holiday arrangements just got transferred to next year, so hopefully end of next year be going down there. But the trip that I am more excited about, again was meant to be last year didn't happen, is, if we go over here, that place. Original plan was fly into Colorado, do all the stuff in the Rockies, Pikes Peak, all that good stuff, and have a nice holiday about that. But that got cancelled. Hopefully it's happening this year. But because the flights were being a bit funny, and the only place that cost the same amount to fly to Colorado without having to pay any surcharge was California. I'll say it again, these are loose plans, and of course things can change as they have done for the last year. But at the moment, I'll probably get from San Francisco to Colorado still. And it turns out people in America, there's websites called like Ridershare, and there's another one as well, where you can rent out your own personal bike. You should do it through this company, you're fully insured and all that good stuff. But what it means though is I can hire a bike in San Francisco, go to Colorado and back. And along the way, there's quite a few good stops. I really want that one to go ahead. If that comes off how I want it to, that is going to be an amazing experience. Oh dear. But anyway, turn that off. I don't think there's much more to say really on that note. I'll probably put this back in the garage. Anyway, whenever the next time may be, who knows? Till then, goodbye.